Continuing coverage now on a shooting in Calhoun County that left a mother and her 2 children dead in St. Matthews.
Calhoun County Sheriff Thomas Summers describes a domestic dispute that turned deadly Sunday night at a home in St. Matthews.
Never thought it would happen in our neighborhood. It's so hard now because it's a family neighborhood.
These were children, and it's just one of the saddest things that I've experienced in 33 years of law enforcement.
And we are back with another video. I'm the Mysterious Black Bandit. Welcome back to the soon-to-be #1 true crime / tragic events channel on YouTube, where I try to find stories that haven't been told before. Thank you all so much for the support, and if you want to continue to help this channel out, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and turn on all the notifications so you don't miss out on none of these videos. Okay, family, let me ask y'all something. Why do y'all think there's so many domestic violence cases out there? Now, I'm pretty sure that we all have experienced this on a first-hand basis, or at least observed someone going through this before. Statistics states that on an average, nearly 20 people per minute are either physically or verbally abused by an intimate partner in the United States. In fact, nearly 4,000 women died from domestic violence each year, and about 75% of those victims were killed as they were attempting to lead a relationship or after the relationship ended. Well, in today's video, I'll be talking about a single mother that just wanted to move on with her life, but instead, she became another statistic. Now, without further ado, let's get to the video. Shanta Singleton was a 37-year-old single mother of 4 beautiful young girls who spent most of her life in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Shanta was considered to be a very sweet and caring person that would try her best to do whatever she could to help a friend or family member out. But when it came to her daughters, they meant the world to her. Family members stated that she loved those girls so much, she would basically do anything for them. On May 17, 2020, which was a day after Shanta's birthday, she decided that she was going to take her girls to Mrytle Beach for the day to enjoy the warm weather and have some fun because she knew how hard they had worked that year at school. Now, at the time, Shanta had just got out of a long-term toxic relationship with Gabriel Jordan and had moved on to this new guy who she had been dating for a short period of time, so he tagged along with them on this mini vacation. After spending a few hours there, Shanta had the girls start packing up the things so they could head back home while she said her goodbyes to her new man. Once everything was packed, they headed back to their home in St. Matthews, but as they were driving, one of the girls noticed a familiar vehicle that seemed to be following them. Now, Shanta didn't recognize the car at first, but as she slowed down a bit, she was able to make out those facial features behind the wheel, which belonged to her ex-boyfriend, Gabriel Jordan. Apparently, he saw her with that new man at the beach and was now following her in a bid to confront her over what he perceived to be infidelity. Now, when Shanta finally made it to her home, she knew that there was going to be some type of altercation, so she told the girls to go ahead and rush inside the house while she tried to talk to Gabriel. As soon as the girls made it inside the house, Gabriel jumps out the car and immediately starts yelling and calling Shanta all types of names, telling her he saw her with the new man and their relationship wasn't over until he said it was over. Now, Gabriel and Shanta had been on an on and off relationship for years, and most of the time when they had these domestic disputes, they would stop talking for just a little while, but Gabriel would always find a way to get back in her life. He realized that Shanta was actually dating another man, and this is something that he wasn't equipped to deal with. Now, all throughout the argument, Shanta tried to talk to him as calm as possible in order not to make him even more upset than what he already was. But with all the disrespect and harsh tones he was using, it wasn't long before Shanta snapped. She yells out that she no longer wants to be with him and she's moving on with her new boyfriend, and he needs to move on as well. Now, hearing Shanta actually say these words was like a dagger being stuck in his heart. This is something that he never expected, especially after all the breakups and makeups they have had in the past. So instead of calming down and trying to talk things over with Shanta, Gabriel became even more irate, telling her, "If I can't have you, no one can." He then walks into Shanta's house and retrieves the pistol that he had hidden away, then headed back out and began threatening her. As he got closer, he grabs Shanta by the neck and slams her on the ground and begins to choke her. Shanta starts scratching and clawing at anything she could get her hands on to try to get her off of her, but with this man weighing at least 200 pounds, there wasn't much she could do. In the midst of all this, Shanta's daughters, who were inside the house watching through the window, saw everything going on, and once they saw him choking their mother, their only thought was to go outside and help her. Once outside, Trevay jumps on Gabriel's back and starts screaming, "Get off my mommy," while the other two sisters push and kick at him. Now, their efforts did indeed cause him to release Shanta, but as soon as he did, he pulls out the gun that he had tucked away in his pants and fatally shot Shanta. Frightened by the gunfire, all of Shanta's daughters, except for one, turns and tries to run away, while Trevay continues to try to fight him off, but once he directed his attention to her, he throws her off his back and fatally shoots her as well. Shantasia, who was 18 years old at the time, darted to a neighbor's house, but as soon as she got close to the door, Gabriel fires another shot, which hits her in the arm. Then he turns and sees Essence trying to run the house, so he chased her inside, and before she could make it to safety, he fires another shot, which kills Essence on the bedroom floor. Now, by this time, Shantasia had made it to the neighbor's house and explained to him what was going on. So he goes and retrieves his shotgun and tells Shantasia to go inside his house as he starts to walk towards Shantae's house to confront Gabriel. Once he approaches Gabriel, he yells out for him to stop what he was doing and go home. But by this time, there was no turning back. Gabriel then walks out of his view, and this is when he heard 2 more gunshots. At this time, the police had finally arrived at the home on Bugleplower Lane to witness this gruesome scene. Essence was found dead inside the bedroom. The bodies of Shanta and Trevay were found outside, deceased, lying next to a gold Honda Accord, and Gabriel Jordan's lifeless body was nearby with a pistol on the ground between his legs, allegedly taking his own life. Now, once the paramedics arrived, Shantasia, who had been shot in the arm, was rushed to a nearby hospital where she was treated for the gunshot wound and was released the same day. Now, it was stated that there was another daughter inside the house, which was possibly Gabriel's daughter, who escaped without being harmed. This whole tragic event left the entire family and community grieving and with so many questions. Essence, who was the 15-year-old daughter of Shanta, was said to be full of personality and had a fierce attitude from the time she was born. She loved her lipstick and makeup and was also a cheerleader that was a straight-A student. And Trevay, the daughter that jumped on Gabriel's back, was considered to be the protector of the family. She had goals of one day becoming a doctor, lawyer, and a cosmetologist when she grew up. But due to this person's insecurities and possessiveness, these beautiful young ladies will never be able to show the world their full potential. One report stated that Shanta was a very hardworking and dedicated mother, and her children who she adored were a reflection of her love and devotion for their well-being, and their losses will be felt by many. And that will bring this tragic story to an end, my good people. Events like this always stuns me because no matter how mad a person gets, you should not be capable of committing this level of senseless violence. Now, out of all the research I've done on people in similar cases, Gabriel's actions on that day definitely resemble someone who suffers from a narcissistic sociopathic disorder. For him to end the life of 3 people that included children, which I'm sure he helped raise, made me think that he has probably always had some kind of hate in his heart for those girls, especially since the 2 of them that he killed and the other one he shot weren't his. But anyway, that is my take on the story. I want to send my sincere condolences to the surviving kids and anyone else that has been affected by this horrendous crime. And I hope that one day, if you haven't already, you find serenity. All right, family, y'all let me know what you think of this one here down in the comments. And if you want to help your boy out, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and